everybody, hope you're doing well. Just in the kitchen, about to prepare some food for this evening. I've got, what have I got here? Let's do a little bit of sharing session. A nice vegan, vibrant vegan pie, tomato and aubergine. Never had this before, looks cool. I'm going to do that with some potato, loads of veggies, avocado, just a nice kind of basically hearty, decent meal this evening, and it means I can also put all that stuff on and go and do some other jobs as well whilst that's cooking. Anyway, the reason why you're here is for the update on the physio. What is going on? How did it go? You want to hear it all. So, first and foremost, I will try my very best to articulate this as clearly as I possibly can. Equally, I may well jump around different topics because they'll be coming to my head as I'm talking, and I'm actually quite pleased that I'm putting this video together because it means I get an opportunity to then look at this back when I forget, inevitably, some of the detail. So, went in there, sat down, had a bit of a brief discussion about my running history, the kind of things that I've achieved so far, and briefly about my plans in the future. It was predominantly, do you have any races coming up? Which I have, the 10K is a confirmed race. So we spoke about that, and then we got on the treadmill, and the idea was I was going to be filmed from behind and from the side to then take a look at my running, what is the word I'm looking for, running mechanics, and kind of my technique, my form, and all of those things. We obviously spoke a little bit about the injury itself and how it came about, or that little moment, and I'll share some more information about what that actually means also. So I got on the treadmill, we started off nice and slow, started off walking, built the speed up to what would be a 4-hour marathon speed, which felt comfortable, and actually the physio did sort of say to me, he noticed a shift in the way I was able to move. I kind of felt a lot less clunky, a lot more free, a lot lighter at that pace, so therefore it felt obviously more comfortable to me, and he could recognise that just as an onlooker. Did that a couple of times, and on the third cycle of that, I ran for about a minute at that pace, and I was then filmed from the reverse and from the side, and then we sort of did a little bit of a deep dive into that video. I wish I had the footage because it looks so cool, and for me, I'm just like a real student of the sport, and I just loved it. And I probably sounded really over-animated and really over-excited, and probably just to shut up and just listen. But it was like, that's me, and he drew the cool little red lines on it, and I was like, wow, this is absolutely brilliant. I really love this. I'm really kind of in tune with what he's doing, and I just felt like I was, yeah, back at school again, but just thriving off everything I was being told. So, here's what it comes down to. As I am landing on my right side, so I'm trying to do this obviously with my hands because you can't see the full body. As I'm landing on my right, it's slightly twisting in. So the left is pretty straight. The line kind of from top to bottom runs pretty much like kind of vertical, but the right hand side, it just twists in on the knee slightly, and as it twists in on the knee, of course that kind of pelvis moves as well, so I've got a little bit of a shift. Now, whilst that doesn't impact generally day-to-day running, he obviously asked the question, what does that look like at 20 miles? Because inevitably that kind of fatigue that slips in, we know that the form starts to drop at 20 miles, especially in a marathon, and so what does that look like? And so that was really interesting to me because there's no way I would have known that. I've got nobody around me when I run, I don't have anybody behind me, nobody with any professionalism that's going to be able to say, oh, actually, I've noticed this in your running. So I took that on board and thought, that's really cool. And of course, it's like next steps, what to work on. So we did a little bit of exercise work on the calves, first and foremost. So I will put together a video, by the way, of some of these exercises that I'm doing, but I need to do it outside where you can see the full body. It's not going to work in the home. But essentially, some calf work up against the wall, just to see what my calf flexibility was like. And as it turns out, actually, I'm a bit more flexible on the right hand side than the left. The left's a little bit tighter, and that then allowed us to kind of have another discussion about the fact that maybe actually, because that's a little bit tighter, I'm overcompensating. As I bring it up, I start to twist around, so on and so forth. That was clearer probably when he said it than what I just did there, but you get the idea, hopefully. Some other things to work on, single leg squats. Now I know about them, I've done a bit of work on them, but it was fascinating. When I tried to drop down on the left, a little bit more confident. I thought my balance was awesome. I really thought my balance was absolutely great. Turns out it sucks on the single. So on the left hand side, as I'm coming down, not too bad. As I do it on the right, I'm a lot more shaky. Now, as I'm doing it to you now, I feel like, hey, I've got this absolutely fine. But the reality is, as I start to move down, it is shaky on that right hand side, and I'm having to adjust. So I need to work on that. I need to work on, what was the other thing I need to work on? So single leg squats, the calf thing I mentioned up against the wall, moving slightly further away. And the idea with that is that you keep your foot on the ground and you first of all have it up against the edge of the wall and you drop your knee to the wall. Okay, so I'm doing it now, you can't see, I'm dropping my knee to the wall. Then you move yourself a few centimetres back, keeping your foot flat on the floor, drop your knee to the wall. And you keep doing that until the back of your ankle lifts from the floor. At that point, you realise obviously that's as far as your mobility is. We'll do that on both legs. And the other thing to do is get a nice block, which I don't have here, but nothing I can even use. A block, oh here we go, look, here's the wainscot. So a block like this, and you simply put your foot on here, foot to the side, and that just allows you to, when you stand up straight, stretch the calf out. Very interesting. And also an exercise with the band around the knees, just so it means I can push against it. The idea is, what I'm trying to do here is strengthen the right hand side to get a much more straight line, a bit more of symmetry going on, and not the rotation. Now, the message was, I can continue running, I'm not injured as such, but what we're looking for now is the preventative measures to put in place so that I can continue my running career basically pain-free. And I said to him, I want to be in a position where I know I've put as much as I can into the theory behind it so that I can be fully informed moving into 2020 when I'm going to do the bulk of some of my challenges. And I want to just approach the new year feeling really fit, healthy, fully informed, and working on some of those things. I knew that my form needed some work, but we didn't know the specifics of it, so I'm reassured by that. And the pain, where does the pain come from? So, again, forgive me if this is not quite as it was articulated to me. But essentially, there are parts of the body, the elbows in particular, and the knees, where you have something called, I was told, fat pads. And the idea of that is if you went to kneel on the floor, obviously you've got a softer cushion to kneel on than just kneeling straight onto what would be quite a hard bone. And so what sometimes happens is, with a quick motion, the kneecap, I think, slips under or over the fat pad, and it causes this sensation of pain. It doesn't mean that you've caused immediate damage, but basically what it says is, you know, whoa, something has happened here that you need to be a little bit aware of. And it's supposed to be sensitive. It's supposed to be there to provide a reaction, and it is a sharp pain. That's what it is. I mean, he was pleased that I wasn't coming to him, you know, hobbling in. A lot of runners come to him having kind of gone through this and tried to muddle through, and they turn up in agony. Of course, I'm not. So I've done a lot of things right, and you know, I'm not. The form I've got is not bad. It just needs some tweaking. So I'm elated. I've got some more information. I've got some exercises to do. I want to be a serious student. I'm really give it my all, and I want to improve, because you know, when, again, it's like being at school, someone challenges you to do something, you just feel like, oh, I could do this so much better. And of course you've got somebody watching you, so there is, I guess, that slight element. Even when you're on the treadmill, you have to try not to run like you're being watched, because we all know, you know, you could be running like this in the street, or being watched. We've all been there. You're running past somebody or something in the form, hello, morning. You're in absolute pain. You see somebody, hi, it's going well, yeah, 20 miles in, having a great day, morning to you, morning to you. So I just kind of try to run natural, being honest with myself. I want the appropriate feedback. There's no point in me trying to suddenly now adjust and flicking the legs up. I don't run like that. I know I don't run like that. So yeah, the good news is I can continue to run. Obviously, I'm going to be aware of it. I'm going to do some more work on flexibility, mobility, strengthening. In particular the right, but obviously right and left benefits from both. And I'm going to be going back next week where we're going to kind of look at a couple more steps and things I can do. So it's looking like I'm going to have a couple of sessions, and I'm more than willing to invest in myself, because the longer term, kind of the positive things that I get from it are so worthwhile, that it really is something that matters a lot to me. It's really important to me, and so I'm going to get a couple of sessions going, and yeah, I want to just see this improvement over time, and it's going to take time. It's not as simple kind of as just doing that, but yeah. So that is the update, and well, you know, thumbs up. It's all really cool, and we just keep pushing forward now. But I'm going to just obviously take my time and I'm not going to do anything too stupid, and yeah, we will see where we go from here. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I appreciate the videos. Haven't really been too busy as of late, and I'm hoping to get back into those. The nights are getting darker. You're going to see me running around like a loony with a head torch, and yes, we're going to have a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up that I've got planned that I want to do, and I appreciate you being with me on this journey. Like I say, I want to be as transparent as I can. Hopefully I've articulated that well enough for you to understand what's going on. And any questions, let me know down below. I may have missed something out. You may have some other further input based on what I've just said. Thank you so much. I guess I could say like and subscribe if you're interested. More running content coming your way. I rarely say that, but I'm just going to put it out there for you should you wish to do so.